Hypercritical, the comedian Matthew Murray podcast. I'm back again. And one nice thing about being hypercritical is when you do marry someone, you marry someone hypercritical. My wife, she listened to the first 30 seconds of a podcast and immediately criticized how I open with a usual hello, as she criticized it as if I was beginning the nightly news. So she had notes for me within the first 30 seconds that my opening is always brutal. So now I'm just going to open with hypercritical. Hey guys, happy to be here once again. Quick shout outs here, the details before we get to the content of this week. I am booking up fairly quickly for Christmas. Huge thank you to my delightful assistant now, who has got me all over social media. We're putting together a CRM project, and as a result, the phone is ringing. So a couple of the Fridays and Saturdays over the Christmas window of corporate shows are already booked. If you are still looking for entertainment for your company's Christmas party, I recommend booking me and booking me very quickly. Thank you very much. Lot to talk about this week because no one else will listen to me. So I come into this little room and talk to you. One thing that is interesting is every time you call somewhere, and you get that message that says, please hold, be advised, this call is being recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. I am recording myself for quality assurance, meaning I could go back and listen to these and try and get better, and I don't. I've heard of actors that have this, and I have this as well. We simply are unable to view our own work. Half the time, I don't remember what I say on stage. I don't remember a lot of the content that I put in previous podcasts. And so I'll talk to someone, on your podcast last week, you mentioned blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I did? Well, I hope I said something interesting about that. I can't recall, and I can't stand listening to it. So the ability to listen to my own work to improve is almost non-existent. I have to keep doing it and doing what I feel is working. And on stage, as a stand-up comic, you get feedback every 12 to 18 seconds. Okay, that worked. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, that worked but could have been better. This, I have no clue, except for a delightful wife who will immediately criticize everything she hears. So this is being recorded for quality assurance, and I assure you the quality will not improve. That is something that absolutely drives me nuts. We have we have all this big data. Hey, it's the big data is going to solve all of our problems. Don't worry, we'll put all of our data into this thing and it'll analyze what we need to do to make this. We have no clue. We've been recording phone calls for 20 years. I remember 20 years ago hearing, please hold and your call will be recorded for a quality. They're not training anybody off this. No one is hanging up and going, oh man, thank goodness that call was recorded. And my company will use that recording at a later date as a fantastic opportunity to train someone else who will they hire at a later date at a lower salary and fire me because I've been here too long. It's just not happening. You would think if there was a department in any company who was listening to phone calls of customer service, they would have learned so much by now with such a massive quantity of calls to study that we'd have it nailed. This would be it. We're done. We know exactly how you should be able to call right now, and they should be able to say, look, we have so much data. We know exactly by who you are and when you're calling, what your problem is, and we already fixed it. That's how much data they have, okay? As soon as my call display goes off and they know that I'm calling at 2:28 on a Tuesday, they should know, we know immediately who this guy is and what he's probably calling about, and let's just verify him and be done. That's the level of big data. Yet customer service is horrible. How many times have you called anywhere, your bank, called for a pizza, call anything, and you simply have a horrible time? Really, the only places that you're still calling regularly are banks and hotels, maybe airlines. Airlines, I love that they acknowledge that you're going to be on hold for a while. And in the hold music, they say, we appreciate your holding. Your call's important to us. If my call was important to you, you would have answered it by now. Don't tell me you know that my call is important to you. Just answer my call. If you know that you're in an industry where 50 people might call at a time, hire 50 people to answer the phones. I used to work at a financial transaction company at one point when online gambling was just starting. Like really, really brand new. Like it was just a whole new concept. This is over 20 years ago. I worked in a digital call center where we were fact-checking and identity verifying people in an average of 11 to 17 seconds. Okay, so if you signed up on this financial platform, you would sign up, name, phone number, email address, and then you would try to make a transaction on an online gambling site. I had maybe 15 seconds. We as a company had about 15 seconds to verify who you were. And to say the fraud rate was high was insane. People would immediately just make up an identity. Hi, I'm Joe Jr. Shabadoo. Please give me $700 deposit. And we had to shut these things down. We could check their IP addresses. We could check their identity. And people would just sit there and bang away. Oh, I got denied. I'll try a different name. Oh, I got denied. And so we had like 25 people on staff at any given time because we were getting an average sign-up rate of one about every 10 to 12 seconds. And so I went to the top of the queue and I'd start verifying someone's identity and, oh, this looks kind of shady. I'm going to call the phone number they signed up under to see if this is really a person. And it would say like Susan Smith. And then I would call them and they go like, hi, yeah, no, I'm totally Susan. Like they weren't even trying to hide their identities. But we knew that we had to have a lot of people answering the phone right away. And now no one cares. You call WestJet and they're like, look, we know you're going to have to stay on hold for 45 minutes. It's just going to happen. You're going to be willing to stay on the phone because you need to cancel your flight and you didn't click the option when you booked the ticket 2 weeks ago that had the free cancellation because otherwise you would have just clicked that button on the website. So now you want to call us and you want to plead your case and we're not that interested in talking to you. So yeah, go ahead and wait 45 minutes and then maybe we'll talk to you. So they know that they've got you. Okay, the number of businesses where you still need to call for customer service has gone way down. And if you ever try to call these places, their customer service should be incredible. They've been answering the phone for 20 years. Are you not using these calls for training? And really why you're recording my call is you're recording my call in case I say fuck. Because if you were in the middle of a customer service call because they screwed up or they shipped you the wrong thing or you're lodging a complaint because the service was bad, all you have to do is drop one F-bomb and you're dead. You call them up, hey, look, I stayed at your Airbnb. There were significantly more cockroaches in the mattress than I expected. Hey, maybe it's on me. I expected 0 cockroaches. You thought 47 cockroaches was an appropriate amount. I'd like a refund. Oh, sure, I'll be on hold while you elevate this to your supervisor who doesn't exist. And as soon as you just get into the 15, 20-minute mark and you say, look, for fuck's sakes, what's it going to take to get my money back? Oh, sir, that you have abused me now. This is an aggressive phone call. We will not, and done. You're dead. Now, I work in sales and customer service a lot, okay? I am trained to try to get what I want over the phone and to help people over the phone. And that's the tripwire. You simply cannot swear. As soon as you do that, there is a clause that says any verbal abuse of our staff will not be tolerated or our staff have a right to exist in a hostile-free environment, yada, yada, yada. As soon as you trip that wire, you're dead. And it says in all the small print and all those things that you don't bother to read, if at any point you abuse our staff, we have the right to refuse service, refuse your renewal, etc., and you're dead. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't swear, and I'm not saying they don't absolutely deserve it, because they do. That's one thing that drives me nuts when I go to stores and I see all of these signs that say verbal abuse of our staff will not be tolerated. I get that. I get that. No one deserves to be abused. Okay? No one, it's not like I just walk in the door and start throwing things. Fucking shit. Guys, that's not acceptable. Anybody who walks in the door like that, yes, they should be kicked out immediately. No soup for you. Get them out. No. But when the service is so bad, when there's a little sign on the counter saying, verbal abuse of our staff will not be tolerated. Yes, we're aware we have not trained them in any way, shape, or form to be able to do any of the most basic functions of this job. And yes, we are aware that we're ridiculously overcharging you. And yes, we will acknowledge that your time is important to us, but not more important to us than us saving money by having disposable staff. Then you don't want me to abuse your staff when they're doing horrible. And hey, there's two ways to do that. First off, there are the people that deserve abuse simply because they're horrible people. If you get horrible service, if I'm getting treated rudely, if I'm being disrespected by the staff member, I should have completely within my rights to fire back. I should be able to look them right in the eye and say, look, idiot face, you don't know how to do your job. You should know how to count out change. You should know what's on your menu. You should know what the kitchen can and can't do. Do you know how many times my wife and I have gone to a restaurant because we have an 8-year-old who is a fussy eater, and she won't eat anything because she's 8. That's what 8-year-olds do. They live on spaghetti and peanut butter and jelly and fruit roll-ups and raw sugar and hope. That's what you feed an 8-year-old. So 99 times out of 100, when you go to a even semi-decent restaurant and your child is vegetarian, kids don't like, no one likes salad. Okay. If you like salad, this is the wrong podcast. I don't know how the algorithm got you to my podcast. You shouldn't be here if you like salad. Just click the next or the jump to next podcast button now. No one likes salad, okay? That's why it's always a side dish. But you can't get your kid a salad. So when you go to a restaurant, you have to get them something they'll eat. And that only falls in one of two categories: pancakes and grilled cheese. The two universal foods that every child will eat any day of the week. And if you're at any restaurant past 10 a.m., breakfast is out. Unless it's Denny's. Denny's is one of the last beacons of hope for our society. But 9 times out of 10, pancakes are not an option. So it's grilled cheese. Now, if you're new to the podcast or you're new to eating, I will now detail for you the ingredients of a grilled cheese sandwich. Cheese, bread. I wanted to go slow in case you were writing down that recipe. Okay. Now I will walk you through how to make it. Add cheese to bread. New line, second instruction, heat. That's it. Optional, cut in half, diagonally. Let's not be savages. And when you go to a restaurant and they have burgers and they have French toast, or not French toast, they have garlic toast, and they have food, any food. See, this is how a blanket statement this is, that I can't even mentally come up with a dozen other food. Every restaurant has the basic ingredients for a grilled cheese sandwich: cheese, bread, heat. That's it. And the number of times that we have tried to order our daughter a grilled cheese sandwich, and have the waitress come back and say, sorry, the kitchen can't do that. Your kitchen staff can't heat bread. You could say they won't do that. That makes sense, okay? They don't want to be nice. They don't want to help. They don't want to do anything that requires an additional button press or a whatever. That's fine. If you came to me and say they won't do that, I wouldn't push back. But they come and they say they can't do that. Okay? How many times have I had to order a cheeseburger with no meat, no tomato, no lettuce, no ketchup, no mustard? Grilled cheese. Ta-da! And we can't get it. We did one, I had a great gig at a wonderful, if you've been listening to a previous podcast, we did a fantastic gig at a local sports bar. Great venue. Taps, I'll give them a shout out here. Taps in Saskatoon. Wanted to go back. They had a thing, kids eat free on Sundays. Wonderful. So we took my daughter, grilled cheese. 3 times I had to go around with the waitress to convince them to do it. And I couldn't believe, and verbal abuse of our staff will not be taught. I get it. I'm not trying to be difficult. I understand people are difficult. The customer that's difficult, that abuses the staff, they suck. Okay. I'm putting that out as a blanket statement. I'm not saying that situation. Okay. I've been to the restaurant with the person who's like, yeah, I just have like, grilled chicken breast with a little bit of oil and some salt, but not too much salt. And if you cut it lengthwise, I'm not going to eat it, and I'll send it back. And I want garlic toast, but no garlic on it. Can you put we've all been with that person who has 14 modifiers on their meal, and then surprise, it doesn't come back the way they want it. I get it. I also understand that unless I'm at a really nice restaurant with actual chefs, those aren't chefs. Okay. I've been a line cook. I get it. They got taught, here's how you put the fries in the deep fryer. Here's how you cook the wings. Everything's pre-portioned. Everything comes from the manufacturer. They just heat it and eat it. I get it. So there isn't a ton of modification that's available. Again, I'm trying to be the tolerant one here. So I'm not saying it's always the place's fault, but a lot of the time it's the fault of the store. And then you can't just put this little blanket statement out that says, as soon as you say something that is a hostile or frustrating thing, we can now refuse you service. Abuse of our staff will not be tolerated. Yeah, but if your staff suck, they need to be abused. Because if we don't abuse them, they won't get better. If we just keep accepting less and less and paying more, it never stops. So record my call. Record my call for customer service and then use it. Use all that data. Put 3,000, like RBC, the bank, one of the major banks in Canada, they must get 3,000 phone calls a day. You put all of that data into the system, big data, crunch the numbers, boom. We should have the most flawless customer service and AI available. Okay, amazing. That's what it should be. Here's the thing. I'll get into this. I wasn't expecting to get into this with customer service, but I'm on a rant here today. I'm in a mood. Okay. Someone smashed my back window out. It sucks. Okay, the back window of my car. I went to Edmonton last week. I did some work there. I left. I knew the next day I still needed some stuff for my suitcase at my office, so I left my suitcase on the back seat in plain view. And someone smashed the back window in and grabbed my suitcase. That's on me. You shouldn't make it easy for them to steal stuff like that. I got very lucky. Okay, it was a smash and grab. They ran 1 block away. I found my suitcase in an alley. I recovered everything. Just the cost of the window replacement. Okay, and I'm so mad about so many things today. So I got lucky. Okay. Now, the customer service we got calling around town to get a replacement window, unbelievably bad. Okay? This I get to a degree because if you're calling to get a windshield replaced, they've got you by the short and curlies. Okay? It's not like a restaurant where I could go to 47 places to get food. If your window's broken, you got maybe 8 choices and you're going to get piped. It's going to happen. They've got you over a barrel. Unless you've got coverage from your insurance, you're going to get screwed. Ouch. I took it, but I'll tell you, I call all these like, hello? Yeah, hi, I'm looking for a replacement window. The window. Wow. This isn't even a conversation. And people call these places to find out when they can get booked in. If you want to get rich, all right, you're sitting at home right now, or you're walking. If you are in Saskatoon, if you're in Saskatchewan, and you're thinking to yourself right now, I would like to be independently wealthy. I feel like having all the money. I would like all the money. Could someone just give me all the money? Here you go. I'm giving it to you on a silver platter. And I just hope you will give me a small percentage of it at a later date. But I'm going to solve all of your problems right now. And Matthew, why don't you do this for yourself? Because I don't have the money to start this and I don't have the time and the desire. But if you want to get independently wealthy in Saskatchewan, tomorrow, open up a windshield and glass repair service and open half an hour earlier than all of your competitors. Okay? So if all of the windshield places open at 8, you open at 7:30. If they all open at 6 a.m., you open at 5:30 a.m. Because people discover that their car has been broken into at night. It happens at night. They come to their car, they come back from wherever and they come to their car, or they wake up and their car's been broken into. So when I searched to get my windshield replaced, the first thing I wanted to find is where is the first place that's open? And I got to my car at about 6 a.m. because I go to the gym because I'm jacked. I am in tremendous shape. I'm very physically fit. The women sploosh. They love me. But to maintain this amazing physique, I have to go to the gym early. So I saw my window was smashed in at 6 a.m. If there was a place open, they would have got my business instantly. Top dollar. I wouldn't have asked the price. You're the only one open. Fix my window. Done. But the customer service was horrible. The next place I called was my insurance because I had just basic coverage. I wasn't sure if I had to do a police report or insurance claim, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. At this point, I didn't know what was in my suitcase or if my suitcase was going to get recovered. So I called my insurance place. I'm not going to mention their name. When they answered the phone, they did not take my name and number. They gave me a basic explanation. I just told them that I have the basic coverage on my car. They went, oh, well, basic coverage wouldn't fix your window. You should probably just pay that out of pocket. Call these places. Call SGI, Saskatchewan Government Insurance. Have a nice day. Click. You lost so much money. I'm a customer of yours already, so I'm calling you. So the first thing you need to do is get my information and be like, oh, Matthew, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Hey, let me, even if you know all the answers already, take the 30 seconds, get all my information up on the screen. Now, I've just had my car broken into. You sell insurance. You sell peace of mind. This is your opportunity to say, oh, where did it happen? Oh, it happened in front of your house. Oh my gosh, that's where your family lives. Thank goodness they didn't break into your car. And I'm not saying you got to scare me, but like you have a chance here to foment a sales opportunity. Well, geez, yeah, I can't believe they're breaking into cars in front of houses right now. It's so good. I see here you've got insurance on your house, but we could have, if you had a higher insurance package, we could have covered your windshield. Maybe we should get one of our sales guys to call you and get you some more insurance and more coverage. You could have had a sales guy on me within 33 days, and I probably would have bought more. Maybe not me, because I'm smart, but most people at that time interested in buying, sell me it now. But instead I got, please hold, your call will be used for quality assurance and in training purposes. No, it won't. It won't. Because if you listen to that call, everything you needed to train your staff was in that call. It was there. Okay? It was there. Another thing when it comes to calling and customer service and recording the calls, we love to record people flipping out in public. We've all seen the Karen videos. The lady loses her mind at the airport. Person throws linguine in the restaurant, which again, not permissible. You shouldn't do it. But to a degree, I get it. Because what you're seeing is the last 30 seconds. And sometimes, yes, they're horrible. Okay, again, blanket statement. Some people are horrible. You walk up and they go, what do you mean I can't board before everybody else? And they lose their mind. And some people are horrible children that should just be put down. I get it. I'm not saying that. The vast majority of people are horrible. But I'm going to tell you that a lot of those recordings, you're seeing the last 30 seconds of someone who for the last 25 minutes has been trying, hi, look, I'm just trying to fly home. My father is dead. My family needs me. The funeral is in 8 hours. You've canceled my flight twice. You've rescheduled my flight 3 times. You've lost my luggage. You wouldn't give me a voucher. You told me to come to this gate and my thing was at the other gate and now I've missed another flight. And then they finally snap. And then someone turns their phone on because, oh, look at this white Karen lady losing her mind. Yeah, she's been trying. Every time I have a bad customer service experience, every time I've gone through one of these situations like I've described, I don't lose my shit immediately. I start with, hi, Jane, I know you're having a tough day today. I know the cook, he's a difficult guy. I'm asking for something that's not on the menu. I'm totally willing to pay more. She's 8. She doesn't eat meat. Could you just put some cheese and some bread and throw it in the microwave? The kid'll be happy. I'll pay you $15. Gouge me. Put a half a dozen French fries on a plate and some cheese and bread and I'll pay because I'm a bad parent and I've made bad decisions and it's led me to be in this restaurant because we were out shopping and it took a lot longer than we expected to get across town and she's hungry and I'm hungry and I can eat everything else on this menu, but you haven't got a grilled cheese on the menu, so please, cheese, bread, fries, help me out, girl. I will give you a tip. That's how I start. I start them all like that. I try to always start with honey and sugar. Because everyone's just trying to make their dollar. They're trying to make their day. They're trying to make things happen. I'm trying to make the world a better place. But no, I'm hypercritical. I'm the one that everyone is just like, you can't make that guy happy. No, I can make you happy. I try to make everybody happy. And at the end, I can't even get heated cheese and bread. And I can't get a hold of the airplane. And I can't get what I need despite trying to help. I feel better. I feel like this call has been recorded, and now that this podcast has been recorded, everybody in the customer service industry will listen to this and be like, he's right. We need to just download all those recording files we have and learn what our customers need and give it to them. And we will be happy. And the person 5 years from now who opens the windshield store that opens a half an hour before everybody, or my God, has 24/7 answering service on their glass repair. When you're rich, you're welcome. Please come give me money. I love money so much. All you can buy with money is whoever said, this is a rant for another recording, but have you ever had any one of those douchebags say to you, oh, your money can't buy happiness, or I'll tell you, anybody who says money can't buy happiness has never been broke. Okay, I can't take financial advice from any of my friends who've never been broke. I've been broke. Okay, I've been like food bank broke. I got nothing under the tree for the Christmas broke. And all money does is buy happiness. Happiness and freedom and security. It's amazing. So whoever opens up the glass shop, you're welcome. Please cut me in on it. My wife is doing an amazing job with money. We are in the middle of a huge clean out of our house and we're selling off. We got big garage sales coming up. One tip I want to say, if you've got a garage sale coming up in your future, don't watch Toy Story. It was just a bad coincidence. We got 3 or 4 big garage sales coming up, and we've got a bunch of my daughter's toys from when she was like infant through age 7. We've been over generous, and there's a lot of toys that hey, this thing is still brand new, $5, $2, $10. Hey, let's take a break from pricing everything for a garage sale. Let's watch this amazing movie about all the personalities our toys have and what they do when we're not around them. And I get it. It's all fiction and etc. But it's just now I'm like, hey, I remember her having this stuffed animal in the back seat of the car, and it's looking at me. And why do they make, like, they used to make stuffies with black, lifeless eyes. Now they can make them with eyes that are looking at you, and you're like, I'm going to put this $4 sticker right over your eyes and put you in this bag of naked Barbies. That's what we're going to do. One thing, I'm almost done here. I just had a wonderful rant. I'm feeling so cleansed. I did a thing, when it comes to communicating with my wife. I'm having a challenge. I like to always give a bit of advice on this. I'm trying to make you a better person. And one thing I'm having difficulties with in my relationship, besides my wife being who she is, but I am the editor of her podcast. It's called A Melissa Moment. So if you just put that all one word, hashtag A Melissa Moment, no spaces, in YouTube, it will then correct it and say, did you mean A space Melissa space moment, and bring up Melissa McCarthy and a bunch of other Melissas. And then you have to click for, no, I really meant hashtag A Melissa Moment all at once. And you will get her channel. And she's got over 800 videos. She does a video 5 days a week, which means I edit a video 5 days a week. And it's wonderful. I love doing it. It's a labor of love. But in order to, I record maybe half an hour once a week. She puts out, sometimes the videos are 45 minutes, an hour, and there's 3 of those. So she puts out 3 to 5 hours of content a week. And I don't love her enough to watch all of it. So I have to find this middle ground between watching the video, because we do we don't believe, our daughter's not on social media. There's no digital images of her on the internet and stuff. So if she wanders into a shot by accident during a recording, my wife's either got to mention, hey, on the Tuesday recording, you got to cut our daughter out, or I got to actually watch the video and slice that off. And I always do, but that means I got to watch them all. And the middle ground between watching all of it and editing it right and still having a life of my own is I watch her videos at about 1.5 to 2x speed. So I'm used to hearing her talk very Alvin and the Chipmunks sped up. Hey, everybody. And now I'm getting used to listening to her like that because I have her in my ear all the time telling me to buy stuff. No, when I'm editing her, I'm listening to her at about 1.5x, and I'm getting used to hearing things like I can hear her voice like, but then if my daughter comes in, it's a different frequency. Like, oh, she was talking to my daughter. I got to slow it down to 1x, cut it in and out. So I'm used to getting my information from my wife at 1.5 to 2x speed. So now when we sit down to have a conversation or have dinner, I'm like, you need to talk faster. Because we're having just a regular back and forth conversation, and I'm like, oh, you're talking so slow. Where is the speed up? And it's not like she shouldn't speed up, because I'm dumb and I can't actually follow the train of conversation and process what she's saying any faster. So she's purposely not talking fast because she knows I need time to listen and register and reply. But in my head, I'm like, why is this so slow? So maybe you were listening to me at 1.5x, and if you were, because you didn't have enough time to listen to it at regular speed, now I get it. But please tell your friends that I'm available here. It is the Matthew Murray Hypercritical podcast. I'm looking at my list to see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. Toy Story, speeding up my wife, smashed my window. Yeah, just if there's one thing you learned out of this, it's that customer service is never getting any better. So learn to accept it, but don't give in. Expect more, give less. There you go. I like that. Expect more, give less. And I should have a beautiful wrap up. I mean, I probably could have left that stuff about my wife to another podcast, because I could have ranted on that. But these don't get edited. I edit all of her stuff, and I can't watch mine. So was this any good? Did I cover everything I want to cover? I don't know. And I should have a good sign-off line, but I don't.